Good morning. This is Janpha Thadphoothon, and my show is English in the Garden. I'm not in my garden. I'm inside a room, uh, my office, and this lovely morning outside is sunny, and it's gonna be another great day in the city of angels, like Bangkok, the capital of Thailand. And as an English teacher, as usual, what I'm doing is sharing with you my expertise, my experience and my knowledge and skills of the English language and the learning of the English language. I'm not a native speaker, so my accent and my pronunciation is far from perfect, but I'm do my best sharing with you my experience. And this morning, Tuesday, 23rd of June 2020, this is the, the period of the pandemic around the world. So let's do some talking about language tasting. Do you know what language tasting is? There are two meanings of tasting. When you need to undergo a tasting procedure after you have graduated. For example, some of you will have to do a sit for the TOEIC test, TOEFL test, or the IELTS test if you want to do a master degree. I'm talking about graduating from your first degree or bachelor degree. Okay, you need to do examinations, quizzes, smaller tests all the time. So but those tests are external, they are testing you, but I'm talking about internal testing. What do I mean by internal testing? Internal testing is very important, is necessary to put the language, expressions, phrases, idioms, or grammatical structures that you have learned and put those into use. Into use. What do I mean by into use? Into use means put that in the context of use, like chatting with other people. Doesn't have to be native speakers, uh, and then see their reactions. Nowadays, it's much easier. You can actually chat online. You engage in online discussions and things like that. So it's just a way of putting the language that you have learned. You might have heard it from the television, you might have got it from books after reading, or you might have picked it up from the movies or the films, all sorts of phrases. And then naturally, you need to actually put them into use and see the consequences, and then you have to be able to adjust your use and your perception and understanding of that particular language. I'll give you an example. uh, I have learned the expression. I think it's an idiom, until the cows come home. Until the cows, that's the American pronunciation, until the cows come home. But what does it mean? It means that it will take a long time. So before I can be sure, in addition from in addition to checking from dictionaries and asking people, you need to actually put that into writing or into the spoken mode of communication. Don't just memorize them. You put them into use. So when I met a native speaker, I actually uh, used the idiom, this idiomatic expression. If you wait for the government to do anything about it, uh, it can take ages, you know. Don't wait for him. You can wait for him until the cows come home. He won't return. You know, he won't be back. You know. So, and that reaction was positive, and I put it into writing. I put that into the oral interaction mode, and I have confirmed myself. You know, I have learned myself after tasting. I have more confidence. I have more confidence in the use of the expression until the cows come home, which means it will take a long, long time. You know, so the idea of tasting yourself or putting the language that you have learned into use is very important. It means you are experimenting the language. You are experimenting the language and you see the consequences. Maybe you didn't do the pronunciation properly. Maybe you didn't put it into the proper context. But after a while, after using it in real life situations for a while, you will gain more confidence and you will actually really understand the expression, its use and usage. So just to recap, I've been talking about tasting by classifying tasting into external tasting, where your language skills will be tested by external organizations like teachers or tasting or standardizations or organizations like TOEIC, TOEFL exams, things like that. And also the internal testing. Internal testing means you put the language that you have learned, that you have heard, that uh, you know, you have learned into use through the written mode and the spoken mode or the combination of both, and you verify it. Okay. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.